Hello, good morning. Anybody else nuts out there at getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Actually, getting up a lot earlier than that, but if you are up and it is 5 a.m., I hope you have one of these. If you are in a part of the world where it's not so early, good for you. So whatever time it is, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, welcome to our live watch party of the Fuji Summit. Should be a very exciting program. We're going to go live. For that, I'm actually going to be watching it at the same time as you. It looks like about maybe 10 minutes, so we'll go ahead and play it back. Now, I have included a link to the summit, so if there's any audio or video problems, ditch this crazy live stream, click on the link in the description down below, and that will take you right to the summit where you can see that, and then you can come back and join me later. The reason I'm saying this is because I ran a test of this live stream where I was playing back, a YouTube video in the screen, and the audio, it was out of sync, right? It was like an old movie. So that can be really annoying. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry if that happens. So if it gets to you, flip away, maybe open up another browser tab, watch it there, and then join me as soon as it's done. We'll have sort of a recap once they've announced all the products. We'll talk about it, do a little Q&A, a little reaction. Should be a great time. So let's see who's here. Who is here? Who's as crazy as I am? Rosie is crazy. Oh, you're in New Zealand. It's not even 9 o'clock for you. Charlie, Bess, Charles, Serge, Mark. How you doing, Mark? 10 a.m. for you. Yeah. Darn, I love it. Yeah, coffee does, Serge. I got to be really careful. I do a coffee time show for my backstage members every Monday morning. I come in here, talk about the channel, talk about all these updates, what's going on. And a couple of coffee times ago, I came in here and I used this same mug exactly. It was full, just like this. And I went, "Hi, welcome to," and this entire full thing went everywhere. I'll see if I could pull that clip. I think that clip needs to be seen by all. Who else is here? We got Benjamin, South Africa. Madeline from Switzerland, Rand from California. Oh man, what are you doing up in Cali, Rand? That's cool. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Natalie, right on. I'm glad you're here. Awesome. Awesome. Crisis mode at work. Oh, right. You're over in the UK. Okay, I was going to say, who works this early? Oh, this is so cool. Hello, Serge. Bonjour, monsieur. Oh, wow. We got Italy. Cassimo. How you doing? Grazie. We got people from Denmark. It's just everyone all around the world. And honestly, I'm actually glad we're doing this at this crazy time because normally I live stream on Friday at, I think it's 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, which some of you I will always miss, So now this is a great time where I can see new people. And so for all of you who have never joined a live stream, welcome. This is so cool to have you here. Now, we don't want to miss this thing. What time is it? All right, we got 8 minutes, so let's keep chatting. Who else is here? Who else is here? Russia is in the house. It's noon in Russia. Okay. Very, very, very cool. It's funny, a lot of the people that I normally recognize are not. They're still sleeping. So, okay, prediction time. What do you all think is going to be announced today? All right. I'm sure you've read the rumor sites. So, okay. But let's throw out a few predictions. Now, I attended a little pre-briefing that Fuji does for YouTubers and members of the media, and this was about a week ago. So I have to be completely expressionless because there's an embargo. They tell us you cannot mention a word about anything you have seen nor heard. So it's really important to me that Fuji trusts this channel. And if I tell Fuji that I do not reveal rumors, I don't talk about anything, that they know that that's just absolutely true. I will not do that. So I can't have it. So I might be doing this, if I see your comments, I might kind of do this because I don't want my facial expression giving it away. But put in the comments what you think they might be announcing, and we'll see who's right. Okay, I've had a lot of software and hardware issues. Let's see if this works. Are we yes, we're good here. Overhead, cam menu. All right, good. Oh, do we have desktop feed? I hope so. Yes, we do. There we are live, seeing the X Summit feed on their YouTube channel, which is starting in 5 minutes. We'll go back here until that starts. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, I see some predictions coming in. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, all's well. It's all good. Right. Boy, there's so much going on. This is a crazy month. It's a lot happening. And in fact, the funny thing was, I was editing a client project, like as in a real client, as in getting paid project. I finished the edit, I think it was around 3:15 or so a.m. You ever have that where it's like, you got to get up in like an hour and a half? So the big decision is, do you bother even going to sleep? Because if I go to sleep for 1 hour, I'll wake up way more tired and groggy. I don't know if you're like that too, but so, yeah, you'll have to excuse me because I'm going to kind of need this. So yeah, I haven't gone to sleep yet. I'm too excited. Okay. And by the way, if there's anybody from Fujifilm here, you know who you are, lurking in the shadows. Welcome to the channel. I am thrilled you're here. We have the greatest group of photographers on YouTube at this channel, and their recommendations about your cameras are as good as you're going to get. So pay attention to the comments, and thank you for joining. Who else is? John is here. I love the guy, John Branch. If you have not subscribed to John Branch, is it the 4th or the 5th? The 4th. John Branch the 4th. Before the sun sets today, make sure you go subscribe to his channel. Wedding photographer, amazing, amazing work he does. He also really is killing it on YouTube. He has just got this multi-talent. And I can honestly say I've met him, which is really cool. So, John, I'm really glad you're here, pal. I really am. Thank you for dropping by. And we had a couple of other people that were going to come by, and they said they might. I gave them a link if they wanted to drop in this actual feed. So let's go back. Let's see what's happening here. Where are we at? Fuji. We're still waiting with 2 minutes to go. I think what I'm going to do is put on captioning because I sometimes need it because yeah, with the accents and kind of, when they're talking about things, I want to be able, and for my audience too, to put it on. So I'm going to have that in English. But of course, if you have a language that obviously is not English and you want to either not have captions on, or maybe you want to just see the summit on a different browser tab, now would be the time. Click on the link in the description down below. That'll take you to the YouTube page where Fuji is about to go live in about 60 seconds or so. Okay, who else is here? Who else? I gotta tell you folks, I mean, I'm thrilled you're here, but I don't recognize a lot of these names. I think there's a lot of first timers. Let me know in the comments if you're a first timer. And if you are, I kind of got to give you the ground rules here, okay? I don't always see the comments. I'm very, very distracted easily, okay? And what I promise you though, is I will do Q&A at the end. And I always promise this at every live stream, and that is I read every comment. I have this software, it's called eCam or whatever it is. And what it does is it saves all of the comments as a text file, and it just sticks it on my desktop here. So later on, I check it out and I read everything. So any questions you want to ask, any feedback, and if you want to, be careful putting your email out there, because remember, this is public, but you can certainly write to me. I have my email address on the channel. If that's easy for you, use that. And I also have an Instagram account, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not on Instagram a whole lot these days. It's not that I don't like it. I've been real busy with a lot of client work lately. So I just haven't had the time. But absolutely feel free to reach out to me anytime. And I can't promise I will always answer every question, because I just can't, but I'll try my best. I'll try my best. Okay. We are getting close. Oh, now it says premiere will begin shortly. So right now what's happening, as from one YouTuber, I can tell you this, it's in their hands now. They just have to click on broadcast on their end. So we're just waiting. They're building this tension up is what they're doing. I'm seeing a lot of predictions here. I can't say if they're true or not yet until the embargo is over. Wow, look at this. How many people do we have on this thing? 306. That's a lot. That for me, that's a lot. I know for, Mr. Beast, that's like, half of a quarter of a millisecond of a stream. He gets that many people. But for me, 300. Whoa, we're 343 now. How did that happen? Okay. Well, okay. So it's starting. All right, here we go, folks. Here we go. And again, I apologize if it's out of sync. It's the equipment. Just use the link if it's a problem for you. And we'll come back after it's over and we'll talk about it. Here we go. 30 seconds to go. I'm going to switch over to the feed now. Let me know if you can hear it. Volume okay? I need some testers. Let me know if you need me to adjust any volume. Okay, no sound. Let me know if you hear the sound now. You should hear it. Here we go. I guess this is what? Sweden! Very cool. Let me know if there's any problems. Oh yeah, I like this. Where are we zooming into? I get the feeling he really likes setting these drone shots up.
This is Yuji Igarashi from Fujifilm. Today, I am in Stockholm, Sweden. In Stockholm, there is a great photography, art and culture museum called Fotografiska. We will be presenting X Summit from here today.
That's cool. What a...
Hello everybody and welcome to Stockholm, Sweden. My name is Knut Koivisto and I'm an ex-photographer stationed here in Stockholm. We are very honored that you had chosen Fotografiska for your X Summits. Fotografiska, which actually means the place for photography in Sweden, is the largest venue entirely for photography in the world. It opened in 2010 and since then it has grown to a numerous Fotografiska around the world. We have places in New York and in Tallinn, and as we speak we're also opening a place in Berlin.
Hi.
Hi Jody. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah?
I wish we had a Fotografiska in Tokyo as well.
I think that would be very cool, don't you think so?
You got enough signs in
I have
Tokyo.
some very exciting things to show inside. Shall we go inside?
Yeah, let's go.
There they go.
So this is my project here at Fotografiska, the Fotografiska Wall of Fame.
Good to know. Thanks, Mark.
Since the beginning, I take portraits of the photographers coming here and exhibiting. So.
Yeah, this is so impressive. Why are those images all in black and white?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's because when you do it over a long time, it will have a continuity because it's black and white, so you don't know when the picture is taken.
Right.
Had it been in color, there'd been much more difference between the
That's
pictures.
it.
Yeah,
No
makes
more
sense.
color for me. Black and white only.
So can you imagine that all the pictures you see here are shot on Fujifilm cameras, from all the X series cameras up to the GFX? So
That is so impressive.
thank you.
So all the visitors will be seeing the images shot on X and GFX.
Yeah.
So this is really a perfect venue for the X Summit.
Shall we start it?
Let's get started. So X Summit Stockholm 2023 is about to begin.
All right, here we go. This one's more upbeat than the last one. It's definitely staged, of course. Nice. Okay, David. All right, let's get on with it. Let's go.
Okay, we have a wonderful location today. Today's main theme is here. We're delivering the news for GFX system today.
Oh,
First, let us remind you what the GFX system is. In a simple formula, the GFX 50S was released in 2017. At that time, probably many people recognized the system as follows. GFX equals image quality. From commercial photographers to fine art professionals, people who need high image quality and bought into our system then would probably agree. GFX has set a new bar for image quality.
やっぱりセンサーがでかいとその空気感もあって全体映し出せる立体感っていうのは GFX 使っててよかったなっていうところすごいありますね。GFX の広いラチチュードがこのプリントをする時の階調をすごい引っ張り出せるっていうのはありますね。黒の中の黒とかハイライトの寸前のハイライトまでとかそういうところをすごい繊細にデータをちゃんと残していただいているので、そうですね GFX がないとこの作品は撮れないですね。
Then in 2019, the image quality was further improved with the GFX 100. It's simple to say megapixel has doubled from 50 megapixels to 102 megapixels. But that was not all what the GFX 100 achieved. GFX 100 added one more important factor to the GFX formula. That is, GFX equals image quality plus IBIS. The ultra-high image quality of GFX is kind of a double-edged sword. You need to shoot with extreme care. IBIS completely unleashes the potential of shooting at 102 megapixels. That is what the GFX 100 achieved. It expanded the field of ultra-high image quality.
One of the features that really stood out to me is how improved the stabilization is, the IBIS. It was not long ago where medium format was just limited to basically only stay on a tripod. But now I feel more confident than ever to pick the camera up, work handheld, and if it's cars, people, whatever, a lot of motion, this stabilization makes me so much more confident as a photographer, where I can be more creative on set. I can work more freely, shooting weird angles, and still be confident that I get my shot. And it's because of features like that why I love working with GFX.
Within the GFX formula, we do not just add, but we also subtract. In 2021, we launched the GFX 100S and GFX 50S2. They both have a solid and compact body design with mere 900 grams. Now, with a compact design, the formula has changed to GFX equals image quality plus IBIS minus volume.
このプロジェクトを立ち上げた段階から GFX を使い続けてます。ヘリコプターだったりとか犬ぞりだったりとか、一般的な交通手段じゃないものを使用していくことが多いんですけれど、そうなった時にやっぱり持ってける荷物ってかなり限られる。そうなった時にもう本当に信頼できるカメラしか持ってけないっていう状況が必然と出てきてしまうんですね。カメラは小さいということはすごく大事。ミディアムフォーマット、ラージフォーマットで機動性がいい。これ以外ありえないと今思っています。
Okay, we are still missing an important factor to the GFX formula. It is multiplier. In 2023, the GFX formula will look like this. GFX equals image quality plus IBIS minus volume times speed.
Equations
Yes,
early in the morning.
The GFX gets the weapon of speed. There is no more excuse, like the image quality is great, but the response is a bit slow. No matter what the subject or the situation is, the new generation GFX is your first choice. Now, it's time to show you the answer to the new GFX formula. 102 megapixels image quality plus advanced IBIS minus volume times the speed. The answer is GFX 102.
Wow, look at that. Hey, put it back. Put it back. All right, here we go. See what this thing looks.
Is there any value to the word genuine? It is as pure and beautiful as the original, with boundless feelings and obsessions. We arrive at the place our predecessors strived for. Is there any meaning in the word art? The light spins illusions, magic made real through glass. With boundless temptations and passion,
It's funny. It's
we
like,
capture the moment.
I just want to see the camera.
Is there any future to the word dream? We face forward to soar among the clouds.
This is some narrator.
With boundless effort and time. We challenge them now, raising tomorrow.
Your
even
comments are
higher.
cracking me up. Exactly. How much? It does look big.
Hello everyone, I'm Makoto Ishii, product planner of GFX camera system. The development concept of the new generation GFX was to add the agility of the X in GFX body. So, it is a high-speed GFX because speed is necessary for all of the camera's performance. Yes, we have developed new GFX sensor called GFX 102 megapixel CMOS
New
2
sensor.
HS. This is a key for the high-speed GFX. The reader circuit has been speeded up to achieve over twice faster speed than previous model. AD conversion is performed in the top and bottom areas. This processing time has been reduced by half. In addition, the various memory has also been maximized to support the high-speed readout of the sensor. It means like the entire system has been speeded up totally. For example, the buffer memory has been doubled from 64 gigabit to 128 gigabit.
You'd need that.
Moreover, we have X Processor 5, which realizes high-speed processing. The combination of the sensor, memory, and processor is what makes the GFX system so high-speed. The specs achieved by these technologies are high-speed continuous shooting up to 8 frames per second. In addition, faster autofocus speed because the face detection pixels on sensor readout will be faster. The processor's calculation speed also must be faster. The photographer can experience the fast autofocus with these changes in
That
a
looks
variety
like subject
of situations.
detection.
In 2021, I tried out the GFX 100S, and even though it had its limitations,
Yeah,
I
Mr.
was
Jarvel,
very
me too.
eager to shoot basketball again with the GFX camera. And now with the new GFX 102, I'm happy to report that GFX system is finally ready for action.
Oh, wow. Medium
Sports
format
is never
action.
easy to shoot. You have to make compromises between the image quality and the speed and reliability of the cameras. With the new GFX 102, it seems that I don't have to make any compromises anymore. It's fast, the autofocus is reliable, and the image quality is even better than before. So I have had so much fun shooting with GFX here on the courts of New York and LA. I have so many fabulous photos I could print as big as I want. With the new autofocus system, 8 frames per second, configurable buttons and configurable autofocus mode. And I can honestly say that I could use this camera for my professional work shooting sports.
That's a bold statement.
Actually,
Wow.
it sounds like surprising information. The speed also enhances the IBIS. GFX 102 has
Eight-stop.
an 8-stop IBIS. This great result comes from a combination of the sensor high-speed readout and new motion blur detection technology. In the past, we have made full use of gyro sensors to detect motion blur only, but the new GFX system also utilizes the image information coming from the image sensor as well as the gyro sensor. In other words, the new GFX system uses information from both the image sensor and the motion sensor.
Speed isn't just for stills, it's applicable for
Here we
video
go.
too.
Video.
Hi, I'm Ludwig from Fujifilm Nordic, here in Stockholm. I will walk you through the video performance of the G600 II. The faster readout sensor and the faster processing power also enhances the video shooting performance. This powerful combination makes this possible to optimize the processing system for many formats and codecs. As you can see, the GFX 102 can shoot Full HD 120p, 4K 60p and 8K 30p movies. In large format 4K, which maximizes the image circle, and in dot by dot 8K, which takes full advantage of the resolution. Full HD high-speed 120p, which are used in movies, can also be shot. The GFX 102 will also support various formats and codecs, such as ProRes, H.264, H.265, and Blackmagic RAW and ProRes RAW via the full-size HDMI. You can also choose between formats from GF, Premista, 35mm and 35mm anamorphic, as we are shooting on right now. As you can see, the format is more cinematic. For movie shooting, the requirements varies from different productions. And GFX 102 has the potential to meet those expectations. So in the world of cinematography, the 44x33 sensor is actually called
like me,
large
Greg.
format and not medium format. The benefit of large format video is image quality and expression, especially excellent signal to noise and rich dynamic range. The CMOS 2HS can capture more than 30% lights.
Get it, Andrew.
It improves signal to noise and D range with lower ISO. This is shot in F-Log2 in ISO 800, which delivers excellent dynamic range. It realizes up to 14 plus dynamic range, with the possibility of capturing this entire scene thoroughly and get a rich, high-density file. That's why large format cinematography is something special. And another benefit of shooting movies in large format is that you have even more lenses to choose between, including cinema lenses. For example, you can use the Fujifilm large format Premista lenses, and actually even anamorphic lenses. It is truly special that such lenses can be used in this type of camera with D-squeeze live view options from 1/3 times to 2 times. So with me today I have Swedish cinematographer Josef Eriksson.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining. So you've been able to try this camera out for a while. What's your biggest impressions of using this camera?
Yeah, I've tried it out for a while and with different lenses. So I tried, having this large format and being able to adapt basically anything. And it's really been opening up for creativity. And so you can go for the full-on cinema lenses, the anamorphics, and you can shoot with the vintage lenses that you already have, or the great GF lenses. You have the image, you have the sensor, you have the camera, so just adapting whatever lens you
want to
like.
try, basically. Yeah. So, and also it's a really small and lightweight camera actually for having all these capabilities. So it's really easy to maybe rig it or having as a B cam or a crash cam even, right?
Definitely. As we have it here, it's a big chunky camera, but you can also strip it down and have it super small and still the same beautiful image with the smaller lenses, and being able to do that as well is amazing.
Yeah.
So we shot a project with this setup actually. So it's the Cooke anamorphic 1.8 squeeze lenses.
They're pushing the anamorphic lens, for sure.
Full frame lens, exactly. And we shot a project about an artist. She's a painter, and about the creative process, like starting with a blank canvas. And many people, I think, can relate to those thoughts that you get when you have endless possibilities. I think there's no compromise in the image quality. It's all you need. It looks amazing. It's easy to grade. You can push and pull it how you want. And it's a great starting point. Like putting this in the computer and just watching it with a Rec 709 LUT. It's a awful great start. And then just small tweaks to get it where you want it.
And you shot it in F-Log2 mostly, right?
Yeah, I think everything shot in F-Log2. It's a great format to work with.
Yeah. And what about formats and codecs, like having ProRes internal? Is that a big thing for you?
Definitely. ProRes is something I'm very used to, and having it internally without a recorder or anything, and just being able to pull those fast cards and plug it in and being able to fire away straight away is great.
Stop cracking me up.
And also now you have the possibility
The
to
comments.
record directly from an SSD disk, for example, also. So also it's super easy now to just plug it in, record, and then transfer directly to your computer. So the workflow is much easier. And as we're doing right now, we're also recording to Frame.io, which also backs up directly, for example. So
anybody
the
use Frame.io
workflow
out
is
there?
a lot easier now than before also. So that's quite cool. Yeah.
So this really opens up for new possibilities for filmmaking.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Excitement, guys.
Thank
Come
you,
on.
Ludwig and Joseph. You are absolutely right. The movie shooting performance is enhanced. In addition, the EVF performance is also improved because the readout speed is faster in live view mode.
Nice.
Also, the viewfinder is completely new, both in display panel and lenses. It must be a best EVF ever in the history of Fujifilm.
Wow.
I can say the magnification ratio is 1.0 times. The resolution is over 9 million dots. With these combinations, you can see lagless beautiful images through the viewfinder at 60 frames per second with 1.0 times in standard mode and 120 frames per second 0.77 times in high-speed mode.
Thank you, Makoto.
This would have been unheard of a few years
The
ago.
GFX 102 has so many things inside. Now, I would like to touch on the product design.
All right, now maybe we'll see
I will
more
connect
detail.
with Mr. Kamei, a product designer of GFX 102, who is now at
I'll
the
go
Design
do it.
Center
Sure,
building
fly me out to
in
Tokyo.
called Clay Studio.
こんにちは。プロダクトデザイナーの亀井です。まず全体フォルムは GFX や X シーズらしい平面基調のデザインをベースにエルゴノミック要素を融合させることで最上域にふさわしい新たな機能美を目指しました。例えばグリップ上部をラウンドさせることでホールドした際に自然と指がフリーズボタンにかかるようにアクセス性を向上しています。プロの道具としての実用性を追求した結果です。また最もアクセスしやすい位置にカスタム可能な3連のファンクションボタンを配置し割り当てた機能を素早く生み出すことができます。実用性へのこだわりは他にも
Well, we know it has the same menu
撮影
system.
をサポートするサブ液晶を大型化、さらに GUI も一新しました。静止画、動画問わず一目で撮影条件が確認できます。さらに、皆さんお気づきでしょうか。この点面部分はですね、手前に11度傾いています。EVF を除きながら最小限の視線移動でサブ液晶を確認することができます。この傾きはテストいただいたプロの方々にも非常に好評です。そしてフラッグシップ機としてディティールの仕上げにもこだわりました。本体全周には新規開発した毘沙門テックスという名前の当社独自の革絞パターンを配置。
What is that?
日本の伝統的な和柄にインスピレーションを受けた三ツ矢状のパターンはカメラを保持した際のさまざまな方向へのグリップ性を向上させます。軍艦の色にも意味があります。フラッグシップにふさわしい金属の鋳物のような強い存在感を目指しました。工程を工夫することで表面の凹凸感を出しながら傷つきにくい耐久性とデザイン性を両立させたマテリアルを実
I
現
like
さ
that
せました。
texture on that. That's
GFX
nice.
シリーズの新たなフラッグシップ機としてふさわしいデザイン。今回はこれを実現できたと思います。撮影現場でこのカメラを使っていただき、さまざまなこだわりを実感いただけると嬉しいです。
Flagship model is not only perfect cameras, but it's also important to have a good enough options to accommodate various types of photography.
All right, here we go.
So, system compatibility is also important. For example, here is an tilting EVF adapter. It is designed to use the viewfinder at low angles and at waist level. It is not only for flowers or nature photography, but also for portraits.
It's PASM dial,
Some people
Andrew.
prefer to use it because it doesn't give pressures to those subjects. To support a long-time video shooting, you can use a battery grip and an external fan. I believe this makes you relieve it. Additionally, the terminals for connecting various external devices are also important. Full-size HDMI port and 3.5mm microphone and headphone jacks. Of course, it has both SD and CF Express slots, and an Ethernet terminal is also equipped. Data can be uploaded directly from the body to the internet. In the world of high-end video solutions, it is getting common by using cloud system. Recently, X82S and X82 support direct upload to Frame.io.
Yeah, you'd have to use
which is a
FTP
cloud
with those file
collaboration
sizes.
platform. The GFX 102 is the third model to follow. We also have another new solution to be introduced. Nowadays, I know many of you use Capture One software for raw development and tethering
Capture One,
on
I heard
your
of them.
PC. And at last, the new Capture One app for iPad and iPhone allows you to do the tether shooting or raw development with our film simulation for both wired and wireless shooting. This new app will expand the capability of shooting and post-production with GFX and X cameras. And more, as a film manufacturer, we, Fujifilm, must offer new color reproduction
Here we go.
with film look.
Film sim.
This time, I'm pleased to introduce a new film simulation developed with the GFX 102. It is Reala S.
Reala S.
こちらは足柄研究所の資料室ですが、富士フィルムのフィルム開発の画質設計の歴史そのものと言って良いと思います。この辺りがリアルの開発資料ですね。
What is this?
これらの資料を紐解いて、
wow.
表面的な表現だけでなく設計思想をつかみ取る。そしてプリントやネガを見ながら画質の合わせ込みをしていきます。リアラが開発されたのは30年以上前ですが、その設計思想は現在の映像表現にも通じるものであったということです。
Man, I didn't know it's 30 years.
この足柄研究所でリアラを含め多くのフィルムを開発してきました。リアラは人の目が最も心地よく感じる表現を追求したフィルムです。我々富士フィルムが長年の研究の末に到達した真理の一つに、人の目は調子の連続性に心地よさを感じているというのがあります。自然なグラデーションに豊かな情報を感じているとも言えるでしょう。銀塩フィルムで使われているハロゲン化銀粒子そのものは、光に対しては感光反応をするか否かしかありません。ミクロで見ると非常にデジタルなのです。しかし、ハロゲン化銀粒子のサイズ、配置は非常にランダムです。2つとして同じものはありません。そして規則的にも並んでいません。それがマクロで見ると連続的な変化、すなわち階調を生む構造になっています。一方、デジタルカメラに使われている CMOS センサーは AD コンバーターを介してデジタル信号化していますが、入力の最初期はアナログ信号として受講しているのです。実はフィルムはデジタルで CMOS はアナログでもあるのです。どちらがいいというわけではなく、どちらも同じ人の目には心地よいという目標に向かうことができるのだと思います。
豊かな階調表現へのアプローチとして GFX102 に搭載された新センサーはうってつけでした。このセンサーなくしてデジタルリアラの設計はなかったとも言えます。世界最高峰100メガピクセルという解像度は銀塩フィルムで言うならば卓越した流浄性につながります。そして100メガピクセルの解像度を保ちながら高 SN 化と高ダイナミックレンジ化を果たしました。銀塩フィルムでいうのならさまざまな大きさのハロゲン化銀を持つことと同時でよりきめ細やかな階調変化、よりラティチュードの広い表現ができます。スペックでいうと新センサーの飽和信号量は 30% も向上、16ビットの AD 変化により GFX 最高の階調性を実現しています。GFX、しかも GFX102 のようなフラッグシップならば どんな被写体が来ても一発でプロクオリティの絵を見せる必要があり
Maybe
ま
they
す。
could put it in the
それこ
XS20.
そがリアラであり、初搭載モデルは GFX102 であるべきなのです。
The GFX102 has more new functions. International Press Telecommunications Council metadata. This is a new function to create metadata, commonly known
They're
as
serious about
IPTC.
sports with this thing.
This is an essential feature for professional photographers, such as press and news reporters.
Hi, Makoto. Can I just add one more information?
Sure.
I would like to share a very exciting news on press photography. Press photography has always occupied an important position within the history of both camera and photography. The requests from the field of press photography has led the evolution in cameras and equipments. This is why Fujifilm decided to incorporate IPTC into GFX 102. Fujifilm is not only a camera manufacturer, but also a photographic company. We would like to do more than manufacturing cameras. Therefore, Fujifilm has decided to support press photography industry itself.
Hi everyone at the X Summit. My name is Jumana El-Zain Khoudi and I'm the Executive Director of World Press Photo. We are a global platform connecting photojournalists and documentary photographers, as well as our global audiences, with trustworthy stories. Since our World Press Photo Foundation was founded in 1955, our annual photo contest has grown into one of the world's most prestigious competitions, rewarding the best photojournalists and documentary photographers throughout the world. And through our worldwide exhibitions, we present to millions of people the stories that matter. We are so excited that World Press Photo and Fujifilm will work closely together as of 2024. It is an honor for us to partner with this leader in the photography industry. Our exhibitions are traveling to more than 70 cities around the world this year. So make sure that we meet you and see you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jumana. Of course, we believe every photography genre is equally important, and Fujifilm will continue to support the photo industry as well as manufacture cameras. Now that we have covered the overview of GFX 102, I want to ask two guests to let us know their impression on the camera. Let me introduce Cooper and Gorfer.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for coming today. So, could you introduce yourselves, please?
Yeah, sure. We are an artist duo, Cooper and Gorfer, and we have collaborated for the past 18 years. We have met back in art school together, and we started off our collaboration as friends, actually. And we came from quite different backgrounds, Sarah and I. But photography has always been our common denominator.
That's interesting. Could you tell us a little bit more about what you're working on right now?
Well, we work project-based, and
I gotta say, I want to get back to the camera. So I don't know about you guys.
We've done the first chapter. We're literally in the middle of the second chapter. But basically, it's a project that's stemming from this idea under this theme of hysteria. And hysteria is a word that has a lot of connotations, especially for women. And it's basically looking into sort of re-examining the connotation of hysteria. And so as a result, we're creating a dynasty of women that is both based on reality and this collection of a library of bodies that we're sort of collecting, and also going into mixed media work, so three-dimensional pieces. Yeah, and also I think how can you, like what Sarah just said, you know, we have this idea in our heads, and how do we actually then create and put that into an image? And for us, like the process is not just the photograph, but it starts with, you know, a preparation, collecting materials. Then we would print and build huge sets and props out of those photographs that we would then on set, you know, use in the actual photo shoot.
And after we have done this, we will take this image and then disassemble it again and reassemble it. And things like that, where we try to push it, work a lot with collage, work a lot with different scales later on, and different kind of scales of printing it and rephotographing it.
Seems like a very complex process you have to go through. And how would you pick like a camera, for example, as a tool? What's important for you?
Well, I mean, what's wonderful with your camera, specifically with GFX 102, it's the medium format. I mean, it's extremely, lightweight. But then, what you're getting with it is this incredible detail, and it's so important with the three-dimensionality of our work. And I think to be able to capture 3 dimension in 2 dimension is without it we won't have the work that we do. We need this excellence, and we need it to be an enabler for us. And it has to be sort of an extension of our ideas. So for us, medium format is key.
Do you have any feature you would like to try with this camera, which you haven't tried yet?
Yes, we do. So we had mentioned that we do mixed media collage. So we're both doing in-camera kind of fragmented collaged images, but we're also doing these physical three-dimensional collages that deal with stitching and
still developing,
painting and sort of different materials and textures, along with printed photography. To get the detail of photographing a collage like that, we know about this pixel shift. And that is apparently like an incredible way to capture detail.
Makoto, maybe you can explain about the pixel shift?
Pixel shift is actually what
you guys in the comments
system. It makes like 16 images. It makes like as a result you can get 400 megapixel, totally full color, and the resolution perfectly. That's our technology.
That we're very excited about that, because I think to get that level, I mean, in the past we've had to stitch it together to get the perfect quality. Otherwise,
why would you have
using these
pixel
insane
shift?
scanners, and that's quite to know that can
400
compete with
megapixels
that is really exciting.
Wow.
So we'll be looking forward to many more projects, and hopefully we can try to continue to support you.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, since this year is the GFX year, I would like to share with you some news from G-mount lenses.
Oh, here we go. Lenses.
It is a lens which product development announcement was made 2 X Summits ago. It is the GF 55mm f1.7. As many of GFX users are fond of portraiture, the GF 80mm f1.7, launched in 2021, is very popular among GFX users. This GF 55mm f1.7 should be a duo with that lens. With a large aperture of f1.7, beautiful bokeh and three-dimensional effect of
that
G format,
lens.
combined with a versatile angle of view at 44mm
need a GFX
equivalent
first.
in 35mm format, it is a must-have new standard lens, not only for portrait photography, but for everyone. However, we cannot describe the true value of this lens only from aperture and focal length. This is because the biggest feature of this lens is superb image quality. Please look at this lens construction. By utilizing 2 ED lenses and 2 aspherical lenses in the optical construction, we realized the coexistence of sharpness and the beautiful bokeh. We especially designed the bokeh expression with extreme care. We know outstanding bokeh is expected by our users as a result of large aperture lens and large format camera, which is quite difficult for other camera systems to achieve.
F1.7 on a
For the
medium
beautiful
format.
clean bokeh, we used the aspherical lens manufactured with ultra precision, resulting in the reduction of axial chromatic aberration and onion ring effect. It is the first GF lens to feature 11 diaphragm blades for a near-perfect circular aperture. We cannot say this is new standard lens just from aperture, angle of view, and image quality. It has to come with quick response, in other words, better autofocus performance. We chose a powerful but near-silent, vibration-free DC motor to drive the focusing lens group, 8 elements, and aperture unit. Also, the use of a bearing mechanism has successfully reduced friction for smooth focusing.
Hi everybody, my name is Anushka Menon and I'm a fashion and beauty photographer based in India. Today I'm going to be shooting with the new 55 1.7.
All right, get to see some
I'm really
samples.
looking forward to shooting with this lens. I've been waiting for a lens like this to come out, especially with this shallow depth and aperture. I'm looking forward to shooting the portraits that I have planned. Okay, so keep it really soft and really romantic. Nice.
That Face Eye auto detects fast. Medium, wow.
Nice, that's really nice. Nice. Can you come a little bit more frontal? Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So let's see what we got with Capture One. Okay, so we're using the new Capture One for the mobile, and obviously we're using it on the iPad today. And I'm just going to do a few adjustments just to see exactly how I like my skin tone and my contrast, remembering that we're sort of like trying to get a very ethereal, romantic feel to the image. Yeah, I absolutely love the sort of sharpness, and you can very accurately like focus on what you want, and everything else is out of focus, which is so beautiful because the fall off of the focus is quite perfect. If you can see here, like I have just her face in focus. Obviously, the whole background is beautifully blurred out. And when I get closer to images like this, I can literally just have one eye in focus.
Gotta be careful when you're that wide open, though. That's
very cute, very nice.
It's going right into the iPad.
Done. You may change.
I think it's
I've absolutely enjoyed shooting with the 55mm today, ranging from the sort of 1.7 f-stop that it has to around 2.2, depending on how much I wanted in focus and how much I wanted out of focus. Yeah, I'm admiring the images. Everything looks really
Natalie
beautiful.
have point.
Kind of how I envisioned it to look. Of course, the 55 is the new standard. So what I love about this lens is that you can zoom in and you can capture immaculate details of your subject, all while sort of maintaining the perfect balance of highlights and shadows. As you can see here, even though it looks a little burnt out, it's so soft and beautiful. It doesn't take away from the image, which is really lovely. Also, I would like to just sort of add in comparison to the 80mm or the 110, which I also have in my kit.
It's developed.
I feel like in comparison to
That's what I
the
see.
GF80 and the GF110, each lens obviously has its own qualities and capabilities. And I use the 80 as well a lot for portraiture and fashion, and I use the 110 for a lot of beauty. But I also just love the way the 55 captures close-ups and the details.
Thank you, Anushka. You made it very easy to understand. Portraits are one of GFX's specialties. I think this lens can be used in other areas, especially when combined with the GFX 102. There could be new possibilities. Let's ask Annika what else you can do with GF 55mm f1.7.
Thanks, Yuji. I'm
now we're
Annika
outside.
from Fujifilm Nordic. The GFX 102, together with the GF 55mm lens, is a perfect combination for street photography and
Good
documentary.
point, Greg.
I'm here in one
Good
of
catch.
Europe's best preserved city centers, in the Old Town in Stockholm, where you can visit both the Royal Castle and the Nobel Prize Museum. With me, I have Nora Lorek, a documentary photographer based in Gothenburg, but involved in many projects all over the world.
Thank you so much, Annika. I've been lucky to work with this kit on many different assignments this year. Just a couple of months back, I was in Uganda, working in everything from dark nights to the rainy season. So it's been amazing to work with a 55mm lens in those conditions. And just a couple of weeks back, I was working in a festival now in Gothenburg with the rain pouring down on the lens. So it's been amazing to see the different conditions in which this kit is working. So I would love to try it out now on the streets of Stockholm. So maybe let's try and have a look.
Yes, of course.
Let's walk. There's so many German streets here. This window is really nice.
I'd walk around with that there. I don't know if I'd walk around with that camera like
at
at
Fuji, the
Central Park at
2
2
while I was
a.m.
studying. Back then I started photographing pretty much everything around me on the streets. I mean, fountains like this over here. Yeah, it's amazing what has happened since then. Going over from the X100T to now the GFX. So much has changed since then. Going to the 55mm now, doing these amazing portraits. I'd definitely say the different varieties of assignments I can do now.
Yeah.
Everything from news assignments to making exhibitions, because I can make these huge prints.
Yeah,
and
because
beautiful
of the
portraits. Yeah, it's been amazing to see the different variety of stories I can produce with a camera like the GFX.
Yeah, there too. Would you say 25% larger than the GFX 100?
It's nice to see you reading a book. I was just taking some pictures of you because it looked so nice of you just sitting to read them. I hope it's okay with you.
Yeah, it's okay for me.
Okay, great. You want to see some?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you say? Nice. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye. Hi there. Hi. My name's Nora. I'm a photographer.
Do you think
Would
that
you
they
mind
were
if I take some pictures of you
hired?
and your dog?
Do you think they're
Yeah?
really
What's his
there
name?
randomly?
Hey, Bob. You're so sweet.
Oh, they got a
Hey,
doggy.
my friend. You sit there. You just stay there.
That's right. You have to ask before taking pictures a lot in many places now.
Look at them.
It's nice there in the
Aw,
sun.
Such a beautiful poser.
That's nice. I actually like that shot.
Just be patient and wait for Bob. He's gonna be fine. Can you just look at me? Yeah?
Oh. A vertical action there.
Bob doesn't care about me. Okay, thanks so much. Thanks. Okay. Thank you, Bob. See ya.
Bye, Bob.
So for you, what makes the GF 55mm a good street photography lens?
I do like the skin
With
tones,
the
yeah.
focal length and the amazing aperture, it's really perfect for me for everything from everyday life situations to street photography, like here in Gamla stan in Stockholm. I love working with the new GFX medium format because it's great to carry it around as my new normal camera. Because no matter where I have it, I can always use the images for my normal stories and reportages for magazines, or print them as huge exhibition prints.
I was really enjoying our little walk with the photography and everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I actually like that little bit they
Thanks,
did.
Nora.
I could
Thanks,
go
Annika.
a couple more.
Not only portraits, but snaps are also very nice. I'm sure there are many more uses. Well, everyone, actually, I have brought 2 more lenses for the GFX today. GF 30mm f5.6 tilt shift, and GF 110mm f5.6 tilt shift. I'm happy to officially introduce both lenses. Carl will explain more details on these lenses.
Thanks, Judy. I'm Carl from Fujifilm Nordic. I'm going to explain more about these new tilt shift lenses, which are designed for G-mount. The concept of these lenses is perfect design tilt shift lenses for G-mount. In other words, they have unique functions with high image quality that third-party tilt shift lenses are not able to achieve. First, quality. To be honest, you can't realize the full potential of GFX when you use an adapter and tilt shift lenses made for full-frame cameras. They cannot resolve the pixel pitch of GFX cameras.
Right.
However, these are different. They can capture 102 megapixel from edge to edge thanks to newly developed optical units dedicated to these lenses. What amazed us is that they still maintain the wider image circle for GFX cameras. This is why these lenses have a greater shift range up to 15 millimeter. These are the unique functions and operations that these two tilt shift lenses can realize. Since they're designed for G-mount, you don't need a mount adapter. The lens can communicate directly with the camera body. Thanks to this, we could add this function. The camera displays both the shift amount and the rotation angle of the lens.
Oh, that's
This
nice.
information is recorded in the EXIF data of the image file, which gives improvement in accuracy and less work in post-production. Many passionate photographers have requested these lenses over the years. I believe we can finally deliver the best tilt shift lenses for G-mount to the market. One photographer who has been waiting for these lenses a long time is Serkan Güneş. Hi, Serkan.
Hi, Carl.
What's his name?
My name is Serkan Güneş. I'm a landscape photographer. I had two dreams in my photography career. The first one was mirrorless medium format camera from Fujifilm. Second one was tilt shift lenses for GFX system. And I am really happy that today both of my dreams came true. I'm especially proud of being the first photographer in the world to try the GF 30mm tilt shift lens. I made my first project with the new tilt shift lens on Sandhamn Island of Stockholm Archipelago. Here you can see some scenes from the project.
Okay.
Wow, this is great, Serkan. What's your first impression of this
Wait,
new lens?
do that again. I want to see it again.
I'm really impressed by both image and build quality.
Okay.
It captures great details from corner to corner, and big knobs are easy to work with and will be really helpful when I work with the thick gloves in winter time. And great amount of tilt and shift adjustments make it perfect for landscape photography. I've been working with the other tilt shift lenses and adapters on GFX cameras, but they've been too big and heavy. And I couldn't get the details and resolution the GFX cameras offer.
Okay, do you like it? You seem to love it.
Yes, I really love it. And I'm really looking forward to shoot some new project with the GFTS tilt shift lenses.
I'm going to do a video on tilt shift for sure. What it is, how to use it.
For landscape photographers?
Because tilt shift lenses will give you the possibility of working with large format technique like tilting and shifting in a medium format system. And tilt shift lenses are for everyone who is serious about their photography and wants to develop as a photographer. And I'm really sure about that the new lens is gonna give me some possibilities, some making great projects, and I'm just looking forward to it.
Today, I'd like to talk about the future as well.
Oh, okay.
I have news about the development roadmap for G-mount lenses. As I mentioned today, GFX now has a new weapon, speed. It is a quantum leap in terms of performance, and it is something that will be of great benefit in all shooting genres, but much anticipated by sports photography and wildlife photography. The first lens of choice for these genres is the telephoto lens. Currently, the G-mount has GF 100 to 200 mm f5.6 and GF 250 mm f4. In 2024, a new lineup will be added to these telephoto lenses. It is a GF 500mm f5.6. This lens will have the longest focal length and largest effective aperture in the G mount. With a speed of 8 frames per second and the detail of 102 megapixels, capturing the world of the super telephoto 500mm lens.
For that market, that is
It is exciting
amazing.
just to imagine it. Don't you think? As mentioned earlier, speed also contributes to the performance of movie. Yes, we need a lens for recording movies for GFX system. It is this one, a standard zoom lens for movie shooting. For that purpose, we are developing the lens control to be fully electronic, which means zooming will be electronic as well as autofocus. Today, we cannot share specifications such as focal length, but it will be a lens to make movie shooting much easier with GFX system. Please stay tuned. The GF 55mm f1.7 for portraits and snaps. GF 30mm and 110mm tilt shift for commercial and landscape photography. GF 500mm for sports photography and wildlife. And finally,
The
GF
light
power
just
zoom
fell
lens
over.
for movie. I am sure that each of them will help produce wonderful images in their respective worlds. Please look forward to the future of the
Never a
GFX
dull
system.
moment in this studio.
So, this is everything we have for you today, but we have not given you any information about the availability yet. The GFX 102, priced at $7,499, will be available late September. The accessories will be available at the same time. The GF 55mm f1.7 will be $2,299 and will be available this month at the same timing as the GFX 102. The GF 30mm f5.6 tilt shift will be $3,999 and will be available in October. The GF 110mm f5.6 tilt shift will be $3,499 and will be available in November. And one more thing. Here is the information about the event to enjoy the products announced today. Carl, are you ready for this?
Wait.
Yes.
What is this?
Let me introduce Fujikina Stockholm, starting tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock here at Fotografiska Stockholm. We have inspirational live talks, product demos, workshops and photo galleries, showcasing the amazing creativity of top photographers and filmmakers. Fujikina Stockholm is also your chance to try out the latest range of GFX and X-series cameras and lenses, including all the new GFX products we just launched here today. And don't forget to bring your own camera, since we're offering quick maintenance service on all X and GFX cameras and lenses, free of charge. We have already received many reservations, but we still have some tickets left. Reserve your ticket at fujifilm-x.com so that you don't miss out. Vi ses på Fujikina.
Thank you, Carl. Fujifilm Japan members will also be at Fujikina Stockholm. Actually, we will have local events in several countries as described in the summary list. Please check your country at fujifilm-x.com. Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, what's this? Maybe some one more thing. Or is this just some okay, credits. All right. So, let me turn this off. Okay. Get back to the stream. Let's talk about this. What are your comments, thoughts? I'll tell you mine. Fuji obviously is focusing, okay, for X shooters, clearly nothing here, right? For X shooters, hoping to hear news about things like firmware updates or new lenses, things like that. So what I'm seeing happen more and more with certain companies, and Fuji is definitely one of them, is when a company picks, say, 2 tracks or 3 tracks of product development. Let's use Apple as an example, right? The Macs, the iPhone, the iPad, say just those 3 as an example. And they do an event, usually one event will mostly have releases and updates for the one, say the iPad, right? And then the next one will be for the Mac, and then it'll be for something else. But I've noticed that lately they've been trying to combine them a little bit, because when you have an event like this is clearly 100% GFX focused all the way, which is a completely different market. From what I see here and the specs that I've reviewed, this is absolutely an incredible camera in every way. But it is a very specific camera for a very specific market. And so, there is a sense for, I guess, the rest of us, that are running around with our T4s, And so how would Fuji address that? Because do they just throw every product at every single summit, or maybe they better promote the summits by saying this? Well, then they would give it away, of course. This is a GFX summit. The next one's going to be an X summit. The next one's going to be, so forth. So it's an interesting thing, because, and now you have, the other cameras, the film-based stuff that's coming popular. And it just seems to me that by having just that news, there is a sense of, what else is there? And clearly, I guarantee you the next summit, I have no doubt, will be back on X again. But there are some unanswered questions, like that film simulation. And I didn't catch this, maybe you did, but is that film sim available for any other cameras other than GFX? I'm thinking it's probably not, because they were saying that it required that new sensor, so no new film sim if that's the case. And remember the last summit, I think they announced there was going to be firmware updates, and it was about the app, and that was a big deal. So yeah, we're coming down off of, the app affected everyone that shoots Fuji, whereas this summit was 100%. I mean, we're talking tilt shift lenses. They're talking anamorphic, they're showing dimensions. And so I was briefed about what they were going to launch. And when they were going over things like the anamorphic crop factor and how, that's that one slide they had with all the different things like that. My only question I had was, are you guys going to explain what that means and why that's important? Or with tilt shift? And they did address tilt shift. I mean, those examples were good enough. I mean, you can see what they do. I am going to make a video on tilt shift. That's something I'd like to do. It's been in my mind for a while, and now I'm seeing it here. So, and tilt shift coming to GFX is great. I think 8 frames per second is great. But the X100V is another track. I mean, if you think about it, Fuji has the 2 main tracks going, the medium format GFX and, the crop sensor, right? The XTs and all that. But then you've got this just incredible demand for the X100V. And I have absolutely no idea at all what Fuji is doing beyond this point. And I won't know at all until maybe a week before, when they usually invite the media and YouTubers. So I'm just going to guess here, but I think that the X100V, they would be crazy not to jump into that one, because that you literally can't get that camera anywhere. It is just the hottest thing. So, and some of the other stuff, I would have liked to have seen some more examples with the movie shooting on it. They mentioned a few specs, so I'm going to see if I can pull up. I think I've got the press release for it, because I would like to, I would like to at least see that now. And I actually don't remember what it had. So, okay. let's take a quick look here. Let's see if I can share this so we can take a peek at it. I'm going to pull up the GFX. Do I even have that? Yeah, I do. Okay. All right. I'm going to try and make this work. And what do you all think? I mean, was it, I know a number of people were expecting announcements for the X system. You know, I think my overall take on this is absolutely incredible piece of technology. I mean, this camera was unthinkable just a few years ago. I mean, sports photography, autofocus, subject detection on medium format under $8,000. Of course, $8,000 is a kidney you have to sell. But think about what that would have cost, 10 years ago or something. I mean, it's interesting how it's all relative. But $8,000 is clearly out of the market for most consumers, and street photography too. Yeah, I don't know if I would bring the GFX 100 with me to, say, certain cities, right? I'd be nervous. That's a lot of kit. Add a lens onto that thing, and that's a serious amount of money you're walking around with. But I love the idea of now the 500 millimeter for nature. That is going to be incredible because you now have medium format in the mix where if you don't quite get the subject as close as you could, you're shooting nature, you're shooting animals, wildlife, you've got that incredible ability to zoom in post, which can really help with that. I think that's a great use for the camera. What do you think? I really want to hear what you think about it while I'm opening up this spec sheet here. Okay. Okay, let me get this going. All right, so here's the resolution, right, of 11648 by 8736. That's what that camera is going to give you. And yeah, I'm sure the file sizes will be pretty big. We're looking at ISO 80 to 12,800. Sorry, they didn't go over all this, and I feel like, I'm interested. I want to review this. So we're going to go through not every spec, but a few of the key ones. Expandable, what is it, the ISO? Okay, so you have extended ISO, like you do on all the other cameras. It goes up to 102/400. Metering system, TTL, 256 zone. You've got the same thing, multi-spot, average, and center weighted. And your shutter, 60 minutes to 1/4,000th of a second, mechanical, 60 minutes to 32,000th of a second, electronic. And here we go with the burst rate, 8 frames per second. Yeah, I mean, what's your thought on that with sports? 8 frames per second. I mean, certain sports, sure, but would there be any sporting events that you think 8 frames per second may not cut it for a professional sports camera? I'm curious what you think about that. But it is 8 frames. Again, medium format is just, it's insane that they're doing this now. Exposure modes, what are we at here? Oh, so it's a PASM dial. Somebody asked during the thing, where are the dials? It's a PASM dial. That's where the dials are. It's just the one. So that's why. Here's our exposure comp. And, 5 to 5, 1/3 stops. Movie is 2, okay. And then you got your 3.2 inch, blah, 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 blah. Looks quick video specs. Okay, so we got the 8K now. And somebody else brought something up about that where the human eye can't really discern between 4K and 8K and all that kind of good stuff. I am just fine with having 8K in my life. I mean, because for video creation, as a perfect example, I was shooting a bit yesterday. I was shooting for a client. We had 2 cameras and they weren't Fuji. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, I had to step over to the other side for this gig. But a paycheck is a paycheck. So I'm shooting and one of the cameras was 8K, the other one was 4K. and they're needing it in 4K. So again, what's great is I set up my primary camera, my main shot, my A, with 8K. The 4K is the secondary camera. And what's so wonderful is when you drop that onto a 4K timeline, you can then punch in on the 8K 50% and it looks great. You don't have that loss. So it's now you've got 3 camera angles, so to speak. That is what I love about the higher resolutions. But I could see for people that don't do that, why on earth would you need 8K? You know, if you're just going and shooting, you know, your vacation video, you absolutely don't need 8K. Oh, here's the weight. Let's get back to that as well. Hold on a minute. You see that 948 grams. If you have the EVF, it's 1,030 grams. Can someone convert that for me and just drop it in the comments? What is that in pounds? I'm too tired to deal with it, right? I've been up all night. So I don't know, whatever that is, but that's what the weight of this camera is. So, but that is all the, here we go. Here we a little more video stuff here. You get 422, 10-bit, yeah, the usual suspects, all the same stuff, but still medium format. Okay, let's see. I just want to see if there's anything else I can show you that would be of interest. Check here. Let me look at the comments. I've kind of not been paying attention to those. My apologies. All right. Okay, so 2.25 pounds for those of you that don't do the metric system. And yeah, you have obviously the crop factor on the XT5. That is an issue. One thing that I always do, and make sure you do this too, if you're shooting video on a tripod on any XT camera, you know, the XT5, for example, turn off stabilization. You know, it used to be that we would say turn off, you know, OIS and things like that because the camera is locked down on a tripod and maybe that could cause it to be actually worse. I don't think so, really. I don't think it's that noticeable. But what it does do is it introduces a crop factor. So if the camera is locked down, there's absolutely no reason to have, you know, IBIS on and that kind of stuff. So at least for most scenarios. So turn that off and you're going to get more in your frame. Little tip there for shooting video. So 2 pounds for a street camera. Is that heavy? Seems 2 pounds. So, yeah. What is the processor? Yeah. Does it talk about the processor? Let me look. Let's see if it does. I just pulled up the other one. Let me go back to it. Hold on. I don't think it mentions it in this thing here. No, it's this is just like a pamphlet on it. Doesn't really talk about the It'll probably be on their website at this point, so it'll go into that. But let me see if there is any other info on that I can pull up. I don't think I've got anything else. Some media releases. Let me see if that has in it. I'd like to know more about that as well. Okay. Yeah, it's all the same stuff we just saw in the video, so I'm not going to go through it again. It's literally what they said in the video, price, things like that. So, okay. So yeah, I mean, incredible camera. That they continue to go down that medium format track. My guess is they're just going to alternate. So the next summit is going to be X something, X100V, XT6, who knows? Firmware updates, who knows? Don't know. I have no information. I would know pretty much when you would, although they do tell YouTubers and the media, usually a week in advance, we get invited to we have to sign an NDA, but we get invited to a call that we attend. And then they basically show us these brochures and they talk about it. And that's when we can ask questions. But I know nothing beyond today. So yeah. And I know, you know about these products now as much as I do. So I haven't really even had a chance to look at all the specs yet. I was going to do that. What I'm wondering about if I'm going to even make a video, I probably will. Probably not today. There's just not enough time. But I think I'll do a recap where I'll go over the GFX, give you more of my detailed thoughts on the specs, you know, and just drill down into some of the things. There are a few things they didn't mention that I can tell you about that they didn't mention at all. And I'm really surprised at this, actually, because I think they're very cool, but they're for video. They're for video. Now, I didn't have enough time to meet with them to go through every aspect of the camera, which is why I'm thinking about making this video. But what I will tell you is that this new camera has a built-in vectorscope and a built-in waveform monitor. Those video shooters out there know exactly what I'm talking about. That's great for shooting video. And Fuji, please bring those over to the X-T5 if it's possible to do with firmware. If not, bring them over to the other future cameras, because those are such incredible tools when you're trying to shoot video, especially when you don't have an external monitor. You're trying to get your exposure right, trying to get your colors right, your skin tones, having that vectorscope built right. And I saw it, and it's really cool. Definitely cool. So that's something I'm surprised they didn't mention that. And I have seen photographers, and I don't think I can say, okay, there is someone I was going to interview for a podcast, and I don't know if it's going to happen yet. I'll say this. It's for a late night show that you definitely will have heard of. It's a photographer for that show, and this photographer only uses waveform monitors for shooting stills, never the histogram. So find that was pretty much what I want the podcast to be about. I mean, why? How is it better? Why? Because when you're working on a live show, on a late night show, you don't have time for anything to go wrong. So there must be something about that solves that problem. Because certainly if a histogram were more streamlined or faster or more reliable, they would be using that. So maybe there's another reason, I don't know, but yeah. So I'm going to talk about this more in future videos for sure. Real-time LUT would be nice. Yes, I agree, Natalie. And I can't remember, I don't think it has real-time LUT on it. Again, I apologize. I don't know all the specs. I saw this as you did live. I haven't had a chance to really dig into everything. So I'm going to be doing that today, but the video probably won't be coming out today. I'm sure other channels will have it out though, no doubt. Any other comments here? We're going to be wrapping up very soon. Got just connecting with all of you. It's been great. It's awesome. Great. I'm so glad you guys dropped by. And yeah, it's, it was it was a really good GFX Summit. Yeah, it was really good. One thing that I think, I found a real contrast, and I don't know if perhaps it's Japanese culture. I mean, I just don't know what I don't know, but when they're announcing these things, this is such a breakthrough, the technology, and it's such a big deal that I'm surprised that there wasn't more, excitement, because it's exciting, it is. Even if you don't shoot with GFX, this is a major step forward in photography and in filmmaking, to get that medium format sensor to be able to start to do things that you never would have thought would have been able to be done with that. So I would have been dancing from the rooftops, right? But yeah, it was kind of low key. I noticed, it's like, okay, here's this. So yeah, Fuji, be excited about these things. They're great, Yeah. Okay. Those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on it. And I did like the walk around. I would have liked more of that. I liked the guy with the dog. That was kind of cool. Great skin tones with that little bit. And even if it was staged, I'm sure it was staged. But yeah, okay. So you're walking around the area. That was great. I liked that a lot. Definitely would like to see some more examples of the bokeh, the background. So I'm sure on the website they'll have that. And And yeah, it is a different culture. Absolutely 100% correct. Different culture. And I get it. I get it. So I'll do the excitement for them. So over here in this little corner of the world, I'm very excited for Fujifilm. Congratulations on a great new product. The GFX, that is amazing. I think I'm out of kidneys. I can't get another GFX. I can't get any GFX. I don't have a GFX. So if I ever get a loaner, I will definitely make a video on it. I'll do a comparison between the GFX and the Instax SQ40. I think that would be a great video. You know, hey, listen, I could print pictures out and hand them to people in bars with this, so it has its advantages. Okay, thank you all for joining me today. Really, really great to hang out with you. I hope you had a good time. And we will do this at the next summit. If you want to do these kind of watch parties, I'll do another one. Absolutely. So before I sign off, let me go over to here. And let's do this. If you liked this watch party live stream, be sure to give it the like and subscribe. I will see you in a new video very soon. Have a great day wherever you are. I'm going to go get some sleep. Take care, and I'll see you soon. So what I'm doing, am I still on the air? I am still on the air. I have a button right here. You see this button? This is what I'm saying about this studio and equipment. Now I'm going to go off. This is what I'm saying. Okay, look at this thing. Okay, look right there. You see, there's the like and subscribe. Okay, watch this. Okay, I'm going to press this button. Okay, boom. There it is. You see, that works. What's the button next to it? O-U-T-R-O. What's that spell? Outro. So I press that button. Though. Okay, so it worked that time, but I was just pressing it when I said I'll see you, and I had that smile, and I was, you know, when you say, like, when you sign off of a Zoom meeting, everybody's kind of like really uncomfortable, and they're like, okay, bye, see you, bye, and you're like holding that smile while you're frantically looking for the red, you know, end session button, right? So that's what I was doing. I was looking for the outro button. So let me try this again. I'm glad something works around here. Okay, so Gear Iguana and I are signing off. Have a great day, and we will see you soon. Here we go with the held smile.